and it's time for another episode of the Illuminary Wrestling Order Show. I'm Deandra LaBeouf. I got my two favorite Sunday night guys, Nate and Pumps, with me. And you know what? We don't know what the hell we're going to talk about this week, but that's okay because that's more of an indictment on wrestling than us. You know what I'm saying? Right. If wrestling was doing what it needed to do, we'd probably have a whole list of things to talk about. But we don't. So we're going to see what we can work out for you tonight like we do every Sunday. Let me kick it over to my men and see what's going on. What's up, Big Nate? How was the weekend? How you doing? And how?
Well, I just woke up about 15 minutes ago.
You look like it.
Wow, already. Yeah, look, this guy's over there fucking writing jokes. He's got material. I had a good fun weekend in Palm Springs.
Florida again?
Yeah, Florida again.
Damn.
California.
Living the dream.
Yeah, I did a little pool action. It was fun. It's a good time.
Awesome. What's up with you, Pumps? What's the good word for you?
I watched New Japan for like 2.5 hours today. I'm in a great mood.
I know that's right. Well, you love you some New Japan, so we know what it is.
Hasn't been a New Japan report lately, so.
I've been saving up. For a time like this.
Jay, how was your weekend?
You know what? It was kind of uneventful. You know, I had a little bit of extra work stuff to do because I have a crazy week next week, but it was cool. Got a few things done around the house, you know, cooked for the family. They said, thank you for not postmating everything we ate again. You actually cooked something this weekend. Thank you. So able to do that, be a little domesticated. So that was pretty cool. And obviously found no wrestling interesting. And I watched wrestling this week pretty closely, hoping to have a topic to talk about. But here we are in the post-E draft era. Like Pump said, we're going to talk some New Japan, and we're going to start our new segment, which is going to be the Illuminati News Report, where we're going to talk about who's suing who. Because if we can't do nothing else, we can depend on that.
Yes,
so with that help, the law report. Yeah. So that, I mean, let's start with the high stuff. I guess let's start with New Japan. We never lead with New Japan. So Pumps, give it to us. Let's lead with that.
G1 final was yesterday / this morning, depending on where you live. Ibushi, back-to-back G1 winner.
All right.
Good stuff. So he will...
Is he the one, he wrestled in the Cruiserweight Classic, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay, cool. All right.
He was Kenny's tag team partner in the Golden Lovers.
Oh, that's right. The Golden Lovers.
The Golden Lovers.
Kenny Omega's gay, right?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I thought he was gay.
I mean, that's the assumption, but...
Oh, okay. I wouldn't say it was a bad thing. I just
I don't have enough information to make that statement.
Got it. Okay. All right.
But if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, yeah, you know where I'm going.
I just thought it was, and their tag team name was like the Golden Lovers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know. No, there's a very strong friendship there.
So who did he wrestle?
Well, it's a tournament, so they wrestled. I mean, it's been ongoing.
It's points, right?
Yeah. In the final, he wrestled Sonata, which was the former tag team partner of Evil, who's now in the Bullet Club. It was a really good match, but for me, the show stealer was Okada and Will Ospreay, who wrestled
Ospreay every time. Ospreay has the match of the night. Dude's incredible.
This was match of the year. I can't say enough. Normally, I would say this would be the number 1 and number 2 wrestler in the world going at it, but they're 1 and 1A in my book now. There's no denying it. I'm sorry.
How long they go?
25-ish. There was some shenanigans at the end, which I could have done without, but it set up an angle. They were in the same Chaos stable. Okay. And Ospreay brought someone back who was on excursion. You know how the young boys they go away on excursion. They develop a persona and sort of get over. Yeah, so they wrestle as young boys where they're just black trunks, black boots, and just their name. Then they go away from New Japan and kind of get their feet wet.
But
and then come
like go away like to other countries or other
Yeah.
places in Japan.
Other countries.
Oh, okay.
Famously, Okada
Like
came
Mormons.
to TNA.
They're like wrestling Mormons.
Right, exactly. Yeah, famously, Okada came to TNA and was Kato. Do you remember that?
No.
Samoa Joe, I think it was, had Kato, like from the Green Hornet, Kato.
Yeah. I know
Yeah.
what Kato is in pop culture, but I didn't know that was a wrestling gimmick.
That was Okada's gimmick in TNA, and that's why TNA and New Japan don't work together anymore.
Got it.
But anyway, so they brought back a young boy with a gimmick now as part of an angle, and so yeah, Ospreay and Okada are gonna have a thing going forward. So
fair enough.
Good stuff. Go out of your way to find that match, whether it's on YouTube, Daily Motion, where pay the $12 for New Japan. Just
I had it for a while. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I just didn't use it enough.
Yeah.
And I mean, and that's that's nobody's fault but my own. But everything I watched on it, I think New Japan Pro World is a great service.
Yeah, it's a little clunky.
I wish if they had it on my TV.
Yeah,
I'd pay for it. But I don't like to sit on my laptop or you know what I mean.
I want to say it's on what's that, Fire Stick or something.
Is that what that? Yeah, right.
Or no, Roku. Roku. If you have a Roku stick, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think they have an app on there.
Huh. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, and also the big news coming out of that is Wrestle Kingdom is 2 nights again this year. So,
they should do WrestleMania. I think they should do WrestleMania on 2 nights.
Maybe we should watch that this time. We watch a lot of the WWE stuff together. Maybe we should watch that.
Yeah,
it's a time zone issue though.
Oh, it's on at like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, no.
So we get to feel how the rest of the world feels for once.
Oh yeah, no. That's gonna be a no for me, dog.
I mean, we could totally set it up and like designate a time to do it, but
sure. We could talk about it after. Like I'll watch it. Like I'll get up, but doing a live show at 3.
No.
Nobody wants that.
Yeah, because each night is also like 4 hours too.
Oh my Christ.
Well, it's going to be longer now because they're going to have to disinfect the ring. They disinfect the ring every so often too.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
And they're up to half capacity now in Japan. Indoor venues.
And it's not fucking around, huh? What's our problem?
I have a guess. I have a guess.
That's actually a good segue because I watched NXT this week. You know how I always say I don't have time to watch all the stuff, all the things. And so I watched NXT this week and I see what you guys are talking about by having a little bit of crowd, having a little bit of talent. And it made it such a more thoroughly enjoyable show. I watched it with my kiddo in here. And she goes, "Are those real people in there?" That's what we come to in this world. She was like, "Real people?" And it really did make for a more enjoyable show. So yeah, the truth is, what is our problem? We can't get like a couple people in there. I mean, the little Thunderdome stuff is looking better, but it's still whack because you know what the wackest thing about it is? The timing is terrible because they're trying to pipe in the sounds and it never matches. Like they had the New Day do their final collective match on Friday Night SmackDown. And they were trying to pipe in the New Day Rocks, but it's on delay. It doesn't coordinate with the men in the ring. They're doing it in real time. It's off. It just sounds offbeat. It just sounds really terrible. So I'd rather a little bit of crowd with natural sound noise and the piped in noise because it's trash. It's trash. Or at least just pipe in applause or boos. Not even the boos. The boos suck too. But just maybe like cacophony, like maybe just some, just some noise like that in the background because what they doing ain't doing it for me.
I agree. What happened on SmackDown this week?
So the New Day did their final match, of course, as a collective. They're giving a huge.
Did they do like a fucking like a thank you in the ring like they were like never gonna see each other again?
Woodside. Wood cries at everything.
He cried.
Of course he cried.
He fucking cried.
Of course he did.
Like,
You know,
shoot tears.
he didn't ugly cry. He wasn't like
Right.
Like he didn't WrestleMania when Kofi won cried, but pretty close.
Right.
So they.
Well, that one I can understand. I get the Kofi thing. That was a mega moment in history.
Was.
Like
Big
that was.
Them going to Raw and Big E's thing on SmackDown is not a mega moment because they're still.
Well, it's when there's a draft every fucking year. It's not like they're never gonna tag again. I don't.
I wish they would have, they just let them do a clean goodbye. Like they didn't have Big E clotheslining them both, or it wasn't a heel turn or anything, which I would have probably liked because Big E has no identity now apart from the New Day. Like, what's his gear even going to look like? Like I imagine they've been together, 6-7 years as a faction. Does he even own any wrestling gear that doesn't have big animated bright colors? Like, I'm very curious to how they're going to repackage him and what his thing is. He still going to wear his little bodysuits or singlets or whatever the hell they're called? What is this new evolution of Big E going to look like? I want them to give him a whole new thing, like a whole new look. Because if they don't, everything he does is just going to look like bootleg New Day. Right. And then you tune in the next week to see what they're doing, and he's going to look just like them. So he needs a whole. I hope they really thought this out. A heel turn could have.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
You know what's even funnier about me saying that? Look at Bobby Heenan's face in Nate's background. He's looking at me like this, damn well they didn't think this out. Why are you even proposing? They thought this out. So Big E, I got nothing but love for you. I hope they give you a true identity and they don't bury you, which is more than likely what's going to happen. Because I see him putting it on his shoulder. He's not going to get into nothing with Roman Reigns. Get the hell out of here. They got Roman wrestling his own cousin. They're sure not going to give Big E a push. So what does the new era of Big E? I love Big E, but what do you do with him? What is his personality? What is his style is fine. He's a big guy, but
Big E. I always felt that Big E would lost the most being in that faction because Kofi and Xavier Woods can be funny, throw the pancakes out and shit, and it doesn't really hurt him. Big E has been a smiling pancake thrower for such you can't buy him as a badass anymore
at all.
I mean, when he was in NXT, and he's really good wrestler. I think when he was in NXT and they did that gimmick where he would pin dudes and then make them count to 5, the old King Kong Bundy thing. I thought that was dope. Like Big E but now he's just big. You just don't take him serious
at all. Which, it makes me think back to all the discourse that went back and forth when he did the thing with the Miz, and people were like, "Oh, Miz," which was more than likely a work. The Miz saying things to him to agitate him.
Right.
But there is some truth in that. There's truth rooted in it because what does he look like? You've got Xavier Woods, who's like this brainiac, nerdy guy, so he could spin off into lots of different personalities. You've got Kofi, who we've seen change accents and do also, so there's the ability for Kofi to transition, and Kofi could be a believable heel because
he's already been a champion too. So it's like, Kofi is Kofi. He's
exactly.
But Big E just is hurt by this whole situation, I think, and they should have had him turn on him. They should have had him, like you said, do like a double clothesline and like beat him up, and as long as he doesn't come out in the fucking Farouk blue helmet next week, I think we're gonna be all right.
The best thing for him would have been like how they did Becky when Becky flipped on Charlotte and
right.
Oh, I'm so happy for you, and then she slapped the shit out of Charlotte, which I personally enjoyed. They could have had Big E do something like that, like I'm tired of this.
Right.
Tired of being don't do that, he's out, man.
Something,
anything, but I don't know. His whole.
I'm sure they have a great plan in place.
Oh, of course.
50-50, pal. 50-50.
We're gonna hope to see the glass half full for Big E. So none but love. They gave Bianca Belair a big push, which is great. I'm curious to see who they're obviously they're gonna probably put her in with something with Sasha, because God forbid they put her in with anyone else. So they're gonna enter her in a few because they are pushing her. They had hella commercials and they had Corey. Was it Corey? One of the big wigs who was talking about she is the face of the franchise. She is the face of the thing.
Pumps, where was Bianca Belair in the PWI 500?
Entirely too high, sir.
Since we're talking about her.
Entirely
what
too
number
high.
Was she?
Let me. My phone was charging. Let me grab it.
Huh? I
No,
didn't mean to cut you off, Jay. I just thought it'd be interesting to find out what they have to rank that.
Since he sent it to us, I want to look at the list too.
23.
23. Okay, all right. You think that's too high?
I got love for my
Yes,
but 23. Come on, man. Come on, bro.
It's the criteria of the list was.
Where's Brandy?
Where's Brandy? Thank Christ she's not on it.
She's not. And how many is it? 50? 100?
100.
And Brandy's not on it. Is Mandy Rose on it?
Yes.
Yes.
Top 20.
No.
Get onto that.
Where's
Ambition tour?
Where's Jay's girl, the one that does the women's right hand?
I'm sure she's on there somewhere. I didn't. I'm sure she's top 50.
I'm so glad you brought her up because back to the wisdom of putting matches together, they did this little battle royal where the person who wins gets a match with Asuka for the title. Nate, have you watched anything this week?
No.
Who do you think won the battle royal to get the title shot with Asuka?
Was Bayley in it?
Like pretty much everyone.
All the females?
But yeah, like not Bayley, not
all the women, just all of them.
Not Asuka.
Was it the woman's right hand girl, Orlana?
First of all, she was number 43 on the list.
What's her name?
Lacey Evans.
Lacey Evans, that's right. She won it, huh?
No, she was number 43 on the list. You asked what number she was.
No. She won the Battle Royal.
No.
She thought she won it. And I tweeted, I said, God, not this woman. I said something else, but not this girl, not Lacey Evans. No. Somebody crawled out from under the ring and eliminated her. And it was Lana.
Oh,
Lana is the best. Lana number one.
I'm like, why do they hate us so? Vince, just say you hate women and get it over with. Why do you hate us so much that you would put Lana in a match with Asuka? But the funniest part of Asuka is a troll, and I love how trollish that Asuka is because she goes on Instagram and she posts a clip of someone going, Lana, are you serious? Lana, are you serious? For someone who acts like they can't speak English, she is.
I love Asuka. She's great.
That was her reaction. Seriously? Seriously? And I'll tell you, Asuka, I have the same reaction. So we're going to get a title match with Asuka and Lana because, that's what the fans have been clamoring with. They've been doing a lot of dumb things. They did this I called it the Blonde Ambition match, where it was Lana, Mandy, the one from Riot Squad.
It was literally all blonde girls?
It was legit a whole Blonde Ambition match.
And that's what they called it?
No, that's what I called it.
Oh! I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, well, damn. Okay, Vince.
Wow.
He said, all the blondes.
No, hey, listen. You know what's sad is that I say that and I go, well, yeah, I mean, they would do that.
Yeah,
like
wouldn't
it
surprise
seems
me.
like, yeah, it's not something like way out of the ordinary.
I would have appreciated it more if they would have just called it that, like for
Right.
make faction, like
Loser has to dye their hair black.
Actually, that's kind of cool too. Like just something out. It was Mandy, Lana, Natalia, and the other bride from the Riot Squad. Like just, it was just too much. It was just.
Natty lost a tooth in that one, didn't she?
She did.
Wow.
She did.
Happened. Kick.
Also, where's Natty's sister been hiding this whole time? Good Lord.
Who's Natty?
Knockout, boy.
Is she a wrestler too?
No.
Well, she was just in the crowd?
No, she's some influencer.
Oh, she wasn't on the show.
No.
Got it. Okay, got it.
bring
You
her
never
out.
know. Rey Mysterio's whole fucking family's on the show now, so you never know.
That's true.
Another great segue.
Well, we didn't finish the women's
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to
fiasco.
But the women's matchup, so we're gonna get Asuka versus Lana's ass. Like Monday, is it this Monday that they're gonna do their little match or whatever?
I would hope so, because if not, it's at Hell in the Cell, and if that's a thing, I'm done. I'm already this close to swearing off women's wrestling. Don't push me the other half.
You mean you have been clamoring for a Lana Hell in the Cell match?
If it's electrified, maybe.
Asuka, I don't even get Lana. I just trying to be better. I'm trying to be a better person. I'm sorry for those of you in the chat. If you love Lana, yeah. Y'all know damn well I don't mess with Lana at all. Lana still has me blocked on Twitter. Lana's had me blocked for a long time. Lana know I don't mess with her at all. And she's just not very good. But I take responsibility for saying that she was doing better. Because she was. She was in a match recently. I think it was that Blonde Ambition match. Like, she did pretty well. Her spots are better. I'll give her that. You can tell she's been working out. She looks like more muscular. I mean, she already had a banging body, but she looks stronger. Like, you know, like she can throw some people. Like she's looking, I guess you go through a table so many times.
Takes a good table bump.
You know, you can inevitably get stronger. But I'm not ready to see Lana in no match with Asuka. Come on, give me a break. But she is doing better. I'm still not giving her the benefit of the doubt. I think she's a brat and a diva, and who was reaping the benefits of Rusev Miro. And now she's getting this, and then Miro's doing this thing at AEW. Because if there wasn't for him, there'd be no her.
Pumps, I saw a picture of Miro holding what looked to be a broken video game console.
Yep.
What happened there, bud?
She probably broke it.
No.
It was in the ring, so it was on the TV. Yeah.
Oh, this involves your best tag team. The
Revival.
This is all connected. So FTR and Best Friends were having their. It wasn't Brush with Greatness. It was an actual match. For the titles, and Kip and Penelope were playing the arcade cabinet, which apparently is called like Maurice or something. I'm not lying. It legitimately had a name. And then at some point, either Cash or Lawson or whatever his name is. No, Dax. Dax and Cash, yeah. Anyway, one of them threw, I think Trent threw this arcade cabinet, aka empty wooden box with a controller attached to it, because if you've ever looked in an arcade cabinet, you know they're not hollow.
Right.
Anyway, so yeah, they destroyed the arcade cabinet. Kip sends Penelope to go get Miro, and he comes out and beats up the Best Friends, Chuck and Trent, and then says, "You break my shit, it's game over." Which, like, clock's ticking on how quick he gets sued for game over.
Right.
Yeah, so that was that. So apparently it's going to be Miro and Kip versus Best Friends.
Well, that's only if they put Game Over on a T-shirt, right? Because the Triple H owns that shit, right? Or WWE does, right?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I mean,
yeah.
I assume you can't use that as a catchphrase.
I mean, Maybe. I don't know. That's like Razor Ramon could say "Hey yo" in both promotions.
True, but they did that was in the suit.
Oh, it was.
Well, because when
Speaking of suits.
Well, no, because in the deposition when they said you don't know who I or you know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here,
Right.
alluded to him being or him inferring that the people knew who he was, whatever.
Sure. Yeah, no, I got it.
Great,
Sorry.
Great segue. Speaking of lawsuits.
Yeah, Joey Ryan suing Impact for guess how much? $10 million. You get $10 million, and you.
Does TNA even have $10 million?
They've never made $10 million in the 15 to 20 years of their existence.
Maybe we should sue for $10 million since that's, you know what, the Illuminati Wrestling Order, we're going to sue TNA, WWE, and AEW for $10 million for not producing quality content. We're paying our cable bills and our streaming service fees every single month. Never mind, we haven't spent $10 million, but we might.
Yeah, it's emotional damages, I think, is the maybe the proper term. So Joey, because
breach of contract.
But aren't those contracts like the WWE ones where they can just kind of cut you whenever they want? Isn't that kind of like the standard in wrestling?
I think it's like a show cause thing in college football or collegiate sports. You know what I mean? Like my assumption is his argument is they didn't have a good reason to terminate.
Right. Oh, really? Just a bunch of lawsuits?
Just like 25 sexual misconduct allegations.
I mean, listen, if that isn't a reason to, I don't know what is.
Now, if it was 30, now 30's okay. 25, no. That's just.
Oh, he's not going to win. And he's got to be paying these lawyer fees, right? Like,
or his good friends that reintroduced him to Jesus that have deep pockets from the Jaguars might be. That's just the conspiracy theorist in me. I don't want to get sued. I don't have any money.
I forgot.
$10 million.
Went for $10 million
tonight. Yeah, this Joey Ryan thing is pretty wild. I can't wait to see where this goes. This is gonna have to be a documentary at some point, right? Like,
it's got to be a dark side.
It's a 1,000,000,000,000%. But I mean,
this 4.
This could even get picked up on like some 30 for 30 shit. I feel like though. You know what I mean? Like if a couple more wild twists and turns to this thing, and it's borderline documentary ready.
I mean, the reenactment alone,
right,
would be. Yeah. We open in Japan, where a hairy man flips someone with his penis in a wrestling ring. Cut to smoky hotel room.
You're calling. We might try to get you a little job, a little producer credit on the next one.
Well, I know a good prop house, so I'm halfway there.
I'll tell you something that I did see interesting. I was like doing a little once over of topics for us tonight, and this really made me laugh, and this might be a good topic. It's Bret Hart talking mess about the Big Show and his work rate.
Oh, Lord.
Let me find Bret Hart. Oh, I'm sorry, not the Big Show, Goldberg.
Oh.
Well, I like that Pumps and I were like, what? And then we were like, Goldberg, and it was like,
sour grapes.
Bret Hart rips Goldberg's in-ring ability, says his work rate was 0 out of 10.
But he's also a 10 out of 10 for giving stroke-inducing concussions.
Oh.
Yeah.
So this, article brought to us by the folks at Wrestling Inc. says that Bret Hart was recently speaking in depth on the Confessions of the Hitman web series, and he talked about his former tag team partner. This time, Hart shared his thoughts on WWE Hall of Famer Goldberg in an episode entitled "Nature of the Business." Among many other things, Hart discussed getting concussed and retired sidekick by Goldberg, what the clumsy kick ultimately cost him, and why the true nature of professional wrestling business is putting your opponent's health and safety above your own. Goldberg was a gorilla, blah, blah, blah. He seemed to think you could just pick a guy up and slam him through the floor. I liked him as a person, but his wrestling work rate was a 0 out of 10. Nate.
All seems to be true.
Okay, but to play devil's advocate, Bill Goldberg started training at the power plant at like 32.
Right.
He was never a wrestling fan. He was a football guy. His character was designed to go 30 seconds to 5. And when he had to go the 20 minutes or whatever, he was lost because he never learned how to do that because he never had to do that.
That doesn't change the fact that he didn't try to get better.
Yeah, but how much of that is on the WCW terrible booking?
Oh, a lot of it.
Yeah.
For sure. But I mean, I think a lot of dudes come in from other sports and pick up. I mean, I would say Kurt Angle, but that's not fair because he's a once in a lifetime fucking guy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He's a prodigy, but
yeah. But I don't think Goldberg ever really wanted to be better. And because of that, he fucking hurt Bret Hart.
Yeah, but he went from power plant to Nitro in like 8 months.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean,
yeah. Listen, I know what you're saying, and it's definitely a take on it because what you're saying is correct. But I just felt he's the Ultimate Warrior. He's the 2000 or the late 90s Ultimate Warrior, and I don't know why they keep bringing him back. He's fucking atrocious. And see, the problem is that the fans are a lot smarter now. And that's why he can't get over today with that same work rate that he got over with in the late 90s, I feel. And I feel like when the E brings him back, they're grasping for nostalgia that isn't there. Because all the guys our age, come on, bro. Do you know anybody that's a Goldberg fan?
No.
I don't.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, you might have had some, maybe when I was 17 or 18, you had some dude or some people that were into him, but as you got older, if you still follow wrestling, it's like, bro, that guy was awful. I liked the Ultimate Warrior too when I was fucking 7.
Yeah.
Exactly. Who's Goldberg in the match with? It was like one of those royal overseas things.
Taker.
And was it Triple H? Who was he in with and the person got injured?
He almost killed Undertaker.
Yeah, Undertaker. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
He almost broke his neck.
Yeah. Don't get me started.
Yeah.
Neither one of those guys should be in the ring.
Speaking of people who shouldn't be in the ring, did you see Big Swole this week? Good Lord. That was the worst thing I've seen in 5 years, and I've seen Brandy wrestle.
I saw some clips of her match with what's AEW?
Hikaru
Shida. I saw some clips of the match, and it just looks so awkward. And I mean, forgive me, you purist and everything. I'm not an athlete, like not that kind of an athlete. And I know there's a lot of training and the things that go into pro wrestling.
Of course. Exactly.
My God, I've been watching pro wrestling long enough to know that the timing of a spot is not
right.
Okay, right. It was just so bad that
it can't look like a practice session.
Exactly. The shot that I saw was a competitor. One more time, champ's name.
Shida
was laying on the apron, and the spot was for Big Swole to come run up and like give her a knee or something while her head was hanging off of the ring mat, and it was just so bad. It looked like two kids playing in the backyard on a dirty mattress. It was just really terrible. And forgive me because, Cedric is a friend of the show and we love Cedric to death, but Wifey's in-ring abilities, I don't know, maybe it's kind of like wrestling to the level of the person in the ring with you. Maybe they don't get enough practice time together or whatnot, but just the timing was just so bad. But wrestlers are very sensitive about critique, as I found out on Twitter, so I don't really do too much critique online because there's just no
I'm
way.
not on Twitter, and this was trash. I'm sorry.
Come on now, y'all know I'm to the fullest, and I want to cheer for my sisters for real. But
that's not it.
That ain't it, dog. That ain't it. That was not it. Like just the whole thing. I don't know. I still don't even fully understand her style.
That's the problem. She doesn't have one. She tries all these. She tries to do high spots. Can't. She tries to be a powerhouse. Can't. She tries to talk tough and be a brawler. Can't.
She's not a submission artist either.
She's not even a headlock artist.
I remember watching I watched the Mae Young that she was in, and it didn't surprise me at all that she was eliminated. Like she was eliminated like the first round. And I don't know. There's something to be said. Maybe that's a good time, for us to close it out for the last 18 minutes of the show about the essence of developing your own style and what women really truly have an in-ring style that you can get behind. Like, for all the trash that I talk about Lana, I know what to expect from Lana, and Lana doesn't detract from her lane. Like, you're not going to see Lana one week jumping off of the top of the ropes or trying to tap someone out. Lana does her thing with her long ass legs, kicks you in the side of the head. She throws her tantrums and stuff. And even if that's not my favorite style, I know that's what Lana is going to give me. Like, she's not going to try to do Sasha Banks type moves, or she's not going to do power things like Bianca Belair. So I can respect that. But is it possible? Which women do you men think, like, who are your top 2 or 3 wrestlers on any platform do you think have a real definitive style that we know they're going to deliver that? Hell, even Nia Jax. I even know what to expect from her from week to week. She's not jumping off the top of the damn rope.
I mean, obviously, I think the Asuka's the one. Asuka's got the most original female style in the world, I think. I mean... I'm sure Pumps will have some New Japan wrestler that fucking she copied it from.
Women don't wrestle in New Japan. It's called Shimmer, their sister promotion.
I think Becky Lynch has a. I mean, I guess all the top ones, and they're the top ones for a reason. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, Shayna Baszler, I think is, Ember Moon. I like Ember Moon's gimmick. I think her in-ring style is pretty original. But Pumps is itching to talk about this one.
No. Listen, I'm fine with. You can have you can have a hybrid style, but you've got to have the fundamentals or something to fall back on. And unfortunately, a lot of these women don't have that. And with all the money that's been put into the Performance Center or the Capital Wrestling Center or whatever you want to call it, I don't understand how this isn't a thing.
Do you think maybe it's a thing because there aren't enough women who are in the retired state of their career who can teach these things? Like over at the E, you've got TJ and you got these guys who are available to work with the men and really kind of help them fine tune. But when you look on the women's side of what the women have available, a lot of the women who are retired still wrestle.
That's a great point.
We have, what's her name, who's on the NXT broadcast, Natty's girl from Canada.
Beth Phoenix?
Beth Phoenix. Like,
isn't that Edge's wife?
Yeah.
I feel like Beth would be good in that capacity, but they still bring Beth out to wrestle from time to time. They had her in with Natty and doing a tag team thing. So she's not really in that function. When Ember Moon was out, when she was injured, they made it seem like she had a career debilitating, like it was a wrap, that she wasn't going to wrestle anymore. But now she's back. And like you said, she had a really unique style. She was acrobatic. She was clever and crafty and do these kind of things. if Sasha Banks's ego is not over the top, well, she would never. Sasha's like one of them people like Kobe. You love them to death, but you don't really want them coaching. Like that would just be a miserable. Or Michael Jordan or any of those elite guys. That doesn't necessarily translate into being a good coach. Becky maybe could be a good coach, or even Charlotte, who are at the top of the company, but maybe not a global star. Sasha's going in a whole nother direction. Sasha's going to be an actress in a minute. Same with Roman and those people like that. So maybe it's more of, I don't know, maybe the ladies just haven't had the luxury of having someone in that spot yet who really truly wants to mentor them. They talk all that women unity. Let me tell you about women from my point of view. We talk about how we want to teach and cultivate and help the next generation, but women ultimately are very catty, and we like to be the prettiest in the room. And it just is what it is. And there's going to probably be somebody who's going to say, that's not true, Jay, you're such a bitch. It's true. It doesn't matter if you're 60. I just saw an interview the other day with Shaka Khan talking about how she doesn't sing with other women. She don't need no woman on stage with her because
Shaka Khan.
Man, Shaka Khan says straight up, she ain't trying to teach nothing. She don't want no co-star. Nothing. She's that bitch, and she's on the mic, and that's it. And I feel like it's the same thing with women's wrestling. Like there is no.
This is what I think too. I think that we're in a time as well where, like, how old are these chicks? Like, on average, like 25, 28, something.
We'll say 25 to 32. We'll give it a broad range.
Yeah.
So you still have, like, Bailey talks about watching the Macho Man, and these, so these are 90s kids that are watching it, where there wasn't a lot of women wrestling happening. So they never were thinking about, I think that in 15 years, when women's wrestling is like as legit as it is now, those kids, I just don't think you have the crop of girls that are good at it yet, or that want to be good at it.
I mean, Chris Statlander.
You know what I'm saying, though?
I do, and to counter that, I will say this: there are some people who can just pick it up.
Sure.
Chris Statlander was a gymnast, a Hollywood stunt woman, and then started training at Creative Pro. Like within 8 months, she had her first match.
Right.
She's been wrestling, I think, 3 years. So you do have some that can make that transition. Right. But I think the bigger problem, and now it's not really an issue because there aren't really any indies, but there's not a lot of room for women on independent cards unless it's a specific, what was it, like, it was something from Hollywood or something.
Championship wrestling from Hollywood?
Yeah, well, no, but it was a women's specific, and they had like superhero gimmicks or something.
Was it WoW?
Yes. WoW. Right? Yeah. WoW. Mm-hmm. So like, but even still, like, other than that, if you go to an indie show, what are you going to get? Like one woman's match? Sure. And you're not going to get a new girl. You're going to get, at the time, you would have got a Candice LeRae if you were in SoCal. If you're in the Northeast, you're going to get, I think like a Statlander or someone from Creative Pro, or one of the Northeast schools.
Is Thunder Rosa in AEW?
I think the NWA thing, they're still hashing that out.
Oh, okay. She was really good. I saw her on a bunch of indie shows out here. She was always on cards because it's like you said, there's only a handful of women that can go on the indies.
At most there's 4 spots. Right. So where do you get the reps?
Sure.
I think that the main disconnect is, and not to say that you can't have men teach men or women teach women or anything like that. I'm not saying that at all. I feel like that's the kind of the touch that's missing. It's like the men are teaching the women to be tough and how to do the spots and the tricks and all those things, but there's still a nuance of femininity that is missing unless your designated character is a power, like a Shayna Baszler. Like Shayna's a perfect example of it. She's lucky. She's kind of found her lane. Bianca Belair is a power wrestler, but she already had such an overly feminine energy. So it was easy for her to kind of incorporate that into her act or her character. But then you've got all these kind of fringe women who are lost in the middle, who aren't really sure. Like I look at Mandy Rose, who's gorgeous, obviously very fit, very strong, but she just doesn't have the abilities. Or even I like the other blonde better. I think she's pretty good, with
Liv?
a little bit development. Liv Morgan. I like Liv Morgan. I don't understand why they don't get behind her more. It looks like they want to get behind Peyton Royce, who's not that good a wrestler. Why not get behind Liv Morgan, make her a soloist, and really work on her kind of figuring out what her character like.
I won't let you disparage the good goddamn name of Peyton Royce.
I like Peyton a lot. I think she's really cute. I think she's really good on
I know. She's just not that good in the ring, but I love her. She's French.
If I could mush her and her old partner together, to me, I think like personality-wise, well, no, they both have really good personalities. If I could take their personalities and mush them with like Shayna's abilities, like I would love that as a female wrestler. Like that would be so dope to me, because Sasha ain't gonna teach nobody nothing because she a star. You know what I'm saying? Asuka is Asuka, and she's on a whole nother planet, and she's probably super friendly and super cool and all that, but Asuka's like the top of the company. She's not teaching nobody nothing. Same with Charlotte. Same with when Becky comes back, it's going to be all about Becky's comeback. She for damn sure ain't going to teach anybody anything. Yeah, and then Nia is still got that, Samoan privilege. She's always going to benefit from that. So she's not going to teach anybody. What can she really teach except how to put you on the table? So I feel like there's no break. Ember Moon would have been so perfect for that, but at the same time, she's so young. No one expects her to give up her career. She wants to make her own mark. So,
I think maybe if Tegan Nox gets injured again or it doesn't work out, maybe there's a role for her. I mean, this is her third ACL. I don't wish retirement on anybody, but
she's just so brittle, yo. Like Mr. Glass. Like I feel so sad for her because just the mental barriers of coming back from an injury. Like I remember when I had like a little punk ass fractured ankle. It took forever for me to want to like even just go up some stairs and put weight bearing on that foot. I can't even imagine picking someone up, tossing them, jumping over a rope, running back and forth, running ropes. Like I feel for her tremendously, and she's so young and she's had so many debilitating injuries that even if she does recover and strong, the damage is already done. My lady's having a hard time.
Hopefully with AEW signing Serena Deeb, which she was training at the PC before they laid off everybody, hopefully she can give those women some guidance.
Yeah. I just want it to be better. I want the sport to be better because, I mean, I think men, for all the trash talk that women get in wrestling, I think men enjoy seeing women's wrestling, especially when the women are talented and gifted, like with any other sport, like tennis or UFC. Women in UFC freaking kill it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And men are behind it. Men like badass women. And I feel like that WWE could learn a thing or two from that. I'm flipping back my notes to see if I even took any note other than, like I said, there wasn't.
We did have a loss this week in the wrestling community.
Yes.
Ryan Smile lost his battle with mental health.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Be kind to each other.
Yeah.
We're gonna fucking bring the show down, pumps.
Well, it's almost 11.
I'm just kidding.
Also, congrats on the Dodgers making the series.
Yeah, that's happening. Yep, just happened.
Let's go Dodgers.
The heart attack Dodgers.
I'm not gonna front like I'm a super duper Dodgers fan, but if they're from LA, I'm rooting for them.
Clippers are from LA.
I am a super duper Dodger fan. Don't bring me started.
I root for the Clippers when they're not playing the league. If the Clippers were in the playoffs, I would be Clipper Darrell in this bitch. You know,
I love it.
With a jersey and everything.
And that's what I love about you.
Yeah, you got to rep for. You always got to rep. So with that, we are coming to a close. Some exciting news. We all know that Pumps is super duper the collector guru.
Oh.
All things. Pumps gotta have his own YouTube channel.
Woo!
Yeah. Yes, we've got some things in the works. We're working on getting a setup, but we're gonna get it done.
We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it.
I've already got my first toy shipment ready to go. Nate's gonna be very jealous.
I know what it is too. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. Be asking for you to give him an S. He will be asking you to follow his YouTube channel week to week. And so
I want that S and that subscribe.
Maybe that should be the name of your channel. Give me an S.
Yeah. Could be problematic, but sure, why not?
Problematic.
You could segue that into so many things. Give me an S. Give me an S. You know, you get all kinds of things. So with that, we're going to close it out. We're getting to the top of the order. Let's start with Nate. Nate, where can people get with you and what's crack-a-lacking?
You can find me on all the stuff at Nathan Has Skill. I'm most active on Instagram. I do have a Facebook. Yeah, like Pump said, just be kind to each other. Get out there and vote. And watch wrestling.
Yes,
That's
sir. Yes, sir. Pumps.
Yes. Stay tuned to Pumps 61, Pumps with an S, on Instagram. I should have information this week about all my new things. Take care of yourself in the wake of the Ryan Smile stuff this week. If you feel like you need to talk to someone, do it. Talk to a stranger. Talk to someone you trust. Mental health is real. People struggle with it. It's okay. Break down the stigmas. Get some help. You matter. You're important.
Amen to that.
Peace and love.
I love that. That's real. And of course, you know, you can follow me with all my many vowels that are in my name, Giandra LaBeouf, on Twitter and on Instagram. Subscribe to my channel, Bad Culture TV. I'm actually growing up and getting a real channel intro and doing some new things over there in the road to 10K subscribers. So keep up with me with that. And, you know, just Google me. If you want to see what I'm up to, just Google me because there's not a single person in the world with my same name. So if you want, you can. And so make sure you are following the Illuminerdi on Twitter, on Instagram. Visit the Illuminerdi every day. Man, there's some big news that was popping, breaking stories before the rest of the world regarding the movie that The Rock is in.
Black Adam.
Black Adam, breaking Black Adam stuff, talking about Power Rangers. And you never know what other things are going to break on the Illuminerdi, because if you didn't hear it there, then you really whack and you tripping. So you need to visit the Illuminerdi.
It's probably fake news if you didn't hear it there.
That's right.
And, right. So visit the Illuminerdi each and every day. Tell a friend, share the stories on Facebook and all your other social media platforms. And that is it. So good night from the island of Inglewood, California, from the South Bay with Nate, from Tennessee with Pumps, and we'll be back next Sunday.
Hell in the Cell next week.
Peace.